Check your cameras. Trust only the best. Protect your family, home, or business with 24/7 armed response. Guards it. Remember, America guards it.
This is Murrow and Emmy Award-winning CBS 47 Eyewitness News at 11.
Ukrainians in the Central Valley are turning to their faith during the ongoing crisis with Russia. Good evening, I'm Gabe Salazar. This morning, St. Michael's Ukrainian Catholic Church in Clovis held a special service to pray for their loved ones back home. Natalie Vera has the story.
We are a very spiritual nation. We always pray.
We're praying for the war dead and those of the civilians who were casualties.
We pray when we are happy because we are thankful. We pray when we are hurt because we're hoping that God will hear us and will send mercy.
We're also praying for of the Ukrainian armies over the invaders.
Ukrainians in the Central Valley are hurting for their loved ones back home.
They are my family, innocent people. Nobody deserves that.
Lesia Blazer says she checked on her aunt today.
She got really scared because Putin, he said that he's going to use nuclear weapons, and they're just really scared.
The Lord said to his disciples,
Reverend Subaj has family that has fled the country.
They actually showed up to Serbia unannounced at the doorstep of relatives there to get away from
Seeing their brother's strength.
I've seen some footage of Molotov cocktails demolishing Russian military vehicles. The Russians underestimated the Ukrainians.
But many are also feeling let down by the international community, and they call on world leaders to step in.
Seems to me that just no one cares about Ukraine.
The Reverend is grateful for the support from the Fresno and Clovis community. He estimates there are about 6,000 to 10,000 Ukrainians in the valley.
We have had so many people come out offering their prayers and financial support and their material support for Ukraine.
For now, the faithful continue praying they can turn the page.
We have to trust in God that He is going to help us.
And they wait.
I'm just praying that they're going to hear us when it's not too late.
Reporting in Clovis,
Slava Ukraini and Heroyam Slava.
Natalie Vera,
Ще не вмерла Україна.
CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
And a police officer is shot and killed during a traffic stop south of San Francisco. It happened last night in the city of Salinas. The chief of police there says only that the incident started as a traffic stop and the suspected shooter is now in custody. The officer is identified as 30-year-old Jorge Alvarado, a 5-year veteran of the Salinas Police Department. No other details are being released. And authorities have identified a man who was killed following a crash on Highway 41 yesterday. Police say 45-year-old Sam Roth from Fresno was driving a pickup northbound of Highway 41 north of Bryant Road just before the crash. CHP officers say Soth veered to the right, crossed all lanes before eventually crashing into a metal fence. Investigators says his car flipped multiple times before the crash. He was taken to Investigators say alcohol or drugs are not believed to be factors in the crash. And a 14-year-old girl was shot in the face while sitting in her home in Fresno County. Detectives say it happened just after 7:30 last night. Deputies responded to the girl's home on Malaga Avenue east of Orange. Investigators say the bullet went through the girl's cheek after it broke a window in their home. The girl was taken to an area hospital for treatment. No word on how she's doing at this time. However, detectives are still looking for the suspect. And Merced police say a man fired several shots toward the ceiling at a Merced bar during a party filled with college students. It happened earlier Saturday morning at the Hangar Barbecue on McReady Drive in Merced. Police say the bar was hosting a dance party for college students when a fight broke out, and this man here pointed a gun towards the ceiling and began firing. Officials say no one was injured, but the suspect ran off before officers arrived. And after a year-long break, the Tower District's long-standing Mardi Gras parade tradition returned this afternoon. Juanita Adame shows us more.
Everyone from Fresno Mayor Jerry Dyer was there, to local churches, politicians. The parade was not just a tribute to Mardi Gras, but to the Tower District itself. A celebration of art and theater was the name of this year's Mardi Gras parade in Fresno's Tower District. And among the sea of purple, green, and yellow colors, a variety of local floats filled Olive Avenue to show their support for the city and its long-standing tradition.
After coronavirus, everybody want to be out.
Joey Macias was among this year's parade goers.
Beautiful day for a Mardi Gras parade.
He said the return of Fresno's Mardi Gras parade is something he has been looking forward to.
Living a long tradition here in the Tower District.
The parade brings some good news to the area following a controversial battle between some church members and one of the building's landlords.
The Tower Theater is not zoned for religious assembly. The church has been meeting there in violation of zoning law, and the city has not been enforcing zoning.
Jaguar Bennett with the Save the Tower Committee has been among those protesters.
And the businesses here are bars, nightclubs, restaurants, businesses that usually don't get placed next to a church.
Their mission is far from over, but this afternoon the focus was on Mardi Gras.
A place for people to be free and express themselves.
And the only sounds coming from Tower were music and celebrations.
Because especially with everything going on right now, I feel like this shows that we're the gay community and everything else, we're not ready to step down yet and give it up.
For more information on this year's Mardi Gras parade, visit our website, yourcentralvalley.com. Reporting in the studio, Juanita Adames, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Good Sunday evening to you. I'm CBS 47 meteorologist Justin Sacher. We are looking at a warming trend that began yesterday, and overnight and early this morning, we did not see the frosty and freezing conditions across the valley. This trend continues through the middle of the week, where we'll see temperatures warm well into the 70s. Looking live through our valley, clearer skies. We are looking at clearer skies than we started the day. We did see clouds left over from that band of cloud cover that moved in yesterday. That was actually attached to a system that dove into the Pacific Northwest, but none of the moisture as far as showers or snow showers made it to Central California. We weren't even expecting it to. 69 degrees today in Fresno, Merced, breaking that 70-degree mark. We are going to do that tomorrow here in Fresno, and our highs will continue to warm, so much so that will be within a couple degrees of 80 by Wednesday. Then on Thursday, another disturbance pushes this way, dropping temperatures and bringing us some rain and snow. Not too much, but I've got the details ahead in your full pinpoint weather forecast.
All right, Justin, thanks. Well, Clovis police say a tip from a neighbor helped track down 2 suspects connected to mail thefts in the area. Police say this happened around 7 this morning, and we're told a neighbor called in about suspicious activity near Peach and Teague Avenue and was able to describe the getaway car. That's when they tracked down and arrested 45-year-old Ryan Murray and 50-year-old Jeffrey Johnson. Both suspects are being charged with mail theft, conspiracy, and possession of stolen property. And the city of Clovis is celebrating 110 years as an incorporated city today. Located in the heart of the great San Joaquin Valley, Clovis was incorporated on February 27, 1912. The city's population has more than doubled since 1990, reaching the current level of approximately 115,000. Now, Clovis is situated in the richest agricultural area in the world and is known as a way of life. 110 years today. What a milestone. Well, coming up on your weekend edition of Eyewitness News at 11, the CDC issuing changes regarding masking, making them less restrictive in public areas. That's coming up.
All around us, events unfolding. Start your day with breaking news from the break of dawn to prepare you for the day ahead with Anthony Bailey, Megan Root, here when you need them. Investigative journalism, up-to-date pinpoint weather, on air and online. The Valley's only AM team on Eyewitness News this morning. Weekdays from 5 to 7 on CBS 47.
At LongJohnSilvers.com, you can order online and sail past the line. Try our famous fish and shrimp combo, plucked from the deep blue sea, hand-battered, and fried to golden perfection. Pick one up for just $6.99. Order ahead at LongJohnSilvers.com. Fish, yeah!
I'm John Burke. My job is to teach people how to peel juicy, delicious peels.
This is John Burke. He spends all day at work trying to show people how mandarins work.
Do people need my services?
John Burke is nervous. He knows he has no purpose. In fact, his whole career can't be summed up in 6 words. You peel them, you eat them, you peel them, you eat them, you...
As it turns out, it's actually pretty simple. Any questions?
How do they reach kids on these phones?
I don't know, but it's gotta stop.
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna call Atlantis.
I'm Michael from Atlantis Private Investigations. Let's talk. Your answers are here.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. The GMC Sierra AT4. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC. Get 0% financing on GMC Sierra light-duty crew cab models. Plus, current eligible GMC owners get an additional $500 purchase allowance.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new friends, or reconnect with some old ones and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Step into the new with a new Chevy. Very well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing on Silverado pickups, or current competitive owners get $3,250 total value on this Silverado. Visit your participating Central Valley Chevrolet dealers.
Sell your car today. Start the process from the comfort of home at FresnoLexus.com.
This is CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. Well, as fighting continues, the Ukrainians have agreed to meet with a Russian delegation to try to negotiate an end to the conflict. The UN General Assembly will hold an emergency meeting tomorrow to discuss the crisis. Chris Pallone joins us now from Washington with the latest.
As fighting rages for a 5th night in and around some of Ukraine's largest cities, Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered his top military leaders to put the nation's nuclear deterrence forces on alert, ratcheting up tensions between Russia and the Western nations supporting Ukraine's defense.
This is exactly the kind of manufactured threats that President Putin has been using since the beginning of this crisis to justify further aggressive action.
This afternoon, the United Nations General Assembly voted to hold a rare emergency meeting Monday to discuss the crisis.
We urge Russia to tone down its dangerous rhetoric regarding nuclear weapons.
Despite Putin's move, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has agreed to send a delegation to negotiate with the Russians near his country's border with Belarus. Zelensky was pessimistic the meeting would end the conflict, but said he had to try. U.S. officials are also skeptical.
I think Ukrainians know how to do it, and they also know to be distrustful of whatever the Russians say.
Ukraine's allies are trying to force Russia to back down by isolating it. The European Union banning Russian flights from its airspace, cutting off some Russia-backed media outlets, and sending military aid to Ukraine in what its leader calls a watershed moment.
For the first time ever, the European Union will finance the purchase and delivery of weapons and other equipment to a country that is under attack.
Around the world Sunday, more protests against the Russian invasion, even in thousands. Humanitarian crisis in Eastern Europe growing as hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians try to escape across the border. Chris Pallone, NBC News, Washington.
And now to our coronavirus coverage. The CDC updating their federal guidelines for mask wearing on Friday and introducing a new metric for recommendations. The CDC says hospitalizations and deaths are going down from the virus nationwide. They say that the people can now keep their mask off whether they are vaccinated or not, but only in areas with low to medium transmission. Masks are still required for areas with high cases and hospitalizations, and that includes here in the Central Valley as well.
We want to give people a break from things like mask wearing when our levels are low, and then have the ability to reach for them again should things get worse in the future.
Schools in high transmission areas are required to keep the mask. The TSA saying the mask requirement is still in place when traveling. And a memorial ride for a local cyclist who was killed in an accident near Woodward Park was held today. Paul Moore was struck and killed by a truck on Friend and Audubon last month, sparking new safety measures to reduce crashes in the area. Dozens of cyclists headed out from REI in River Park and ended their ride in downtown Clovis. Fellow cyclists remembered Moore as caring and funny and was dedicated to the sport.
It's sad, you know. It's kind of something that shouldn't have happened. You know, drivers need to pay attention, and hopefully there's going to be a lot of good things coming from it. Unfortunately, his death is, you know, sparking a lot of interest in the community with City Council to make some changes around Woodward Park and other crucial areas in town to be safer for bicyclists.
So the money raised will be used to create a memorial bench made in his honor.
We are still looking at much warmer weather headed this way until perhaps a few inches of snow over the mountains, maybe a quarter inch if we're lucky of rain here on the valley floor. That is next in your Pinpoint Weather Forecast. First, a look at your allergy forecast from the Boz Allergy, Asthma, and Sinus Center.
We really like the fact that Personal Express Insurance is local. We know them all personally.
We've been very happy, very satisfied with the discount rate that they give to us.
I have had insurance companies call me and they tell me they can beat Personal Express Insurance. And when I tell them what I'm paying for the insurance, they tell me we cannot beat that.
With offices in Fresno, Clovis, and Visalia.
These new rallies fry season. Joe wants his son's project to be #1. Woo. So we took our #1 famous seasoned fries and added the same secret blend of spices to create Rally's new Fry Seasoned Tenders. Made with 100% white meat chicken and all coated with our famous fry seasoning. Now that's a winning combination. Genius recognizes genius, Joe. Come get your new Fry Seasoned Tenders. You've earned it. Join Rally's rewards for a free Buford or Mother Cruncher.
Don't choose between style and comfort. Get both at the SAS Shoe Store at Blackstone and Herndon. SAS Shoes, America's comfort shoes, have more styles and colors than ever before. If you have foot or back pain, wear orthotics, have diabetes, or just want the most comfortable shoes you've ever worn, then come see the new styles and colors and get a custom fitting at the locally owned SAS Shoe Store at Blackstone and Herndon. Life's a journey. Wear comfortable shoes.
Behold, unlimited wireless for only $30. That's pretty cool. But you know what's cooler?
Saving up to $400?
Exactly. And if we really want to take it up a notch, get all that and nationwide 5G included. Ooh, nice shot. Send that to me.
I got you.
Break free from the big three and get connected to the nation's most reliable 5G network.
Get the new Samsung Galaxy S22 series on Xfinity Mobile. And right now, save big with up to $750 off a new Samsung device. Switch today.
Paul Mitchell, the school Fresno, is proud to be helping future professionals follow their dreams and reach great goals. We can help you pursue your career in cosmetology or barbering, and financial aid is available to those who qualify. Come make it happen now at Paul Mitchell, the school Fresno.
Now your CBS.
Our warming trend began yesterday, and it is still going strong. Through the area, we are still looking at temperatures some 5 to 10 degrees in general warmer than where we were 48 hours ago. Today, nearly 70 degrees in Fresno. 64 is that average. Yesterday, we were about that, so temperatures continue to trend up. We'll be in the 70s tomorrow and closer to 80 by Wednesday. 43 brings us out of the 30s. We've seen and said goodbye to those freezing temperatures through the week last week and frosty nights. Now we're headed for much warmer nights. Things will drop back down to average by the time another storm system arrives on Thursday. Until then, though, it's just going to get warmer and warmer day by day. 19,000 megawatt hours of solar electricity generation today. Tomorrow, we're looking at a big jump in that as well to 22,000. And the clearing of clouds is allowing temperatures to warm even more. So it is going to be another nice day across the area tomorrow. 52 degrees outside right now in Fresno. It's 10 degrees cooler, though, in Hanford at 42. We're still looking at a few of those clouds exiting Southern California right now that pushed into our area yesterday. And the Pacific Northwest continues to see more showers, more snow showers as we go through the middle of the week. Then a disturbance drops down over our area. Beginning Thursday and continuing into Friday for mountain areas, we could see from 1/10 of an inch to, if we're very lucky, 1/4 of an inch of rainfall here on the valley floor, although those amounts will be scattered and they'll average out some closer to that. Mountain areas expecting about 2.5, 3.5 inches on Thursday and an additional couple inches on Friday, bringing totals close to perhaps half a foot at areas up above Shaver Lake. Looking at snow levels in general at about 6,000 feet as that cooler air punches in behind the low pressure crossing our area. Air quality right now is moderate throughout the center of the valley. Tomorrow expected to be the same forecast as today. What we experienced was moderate air quality with wood burning restrictions to registered devices in much of our area. 40 tonight here in Fresno. Overnight lows still dropping into the 30s in some parts of the valley, but fewer spots. And at coolest, we are looking at some temperatures that are within a couple degrees of freezing, but on the overall, everyone is going to be at least a degree or so warmer tonight, if not several degrees warmer by the time we reach early Thursday morning. That should be the warmest night we're going to experience, and overnight lows could be near the 50-degree mark in Fresno early Thursday morning. May not actually stay quite that warm, but we will wait and see. Snowfall above 6,000 feet Thursday and Friday, looking at a half a foot total possible in those areas. And as we take a look at temperatures here in the valley, they continue to warm the next few days. We're headed closer to that 80-degree mark at 78 by Wednesday. A dramatic drop in temperatures bringing us back to average on Thursday, and a chance continuing until the weekend.
All right, Justin, thanks. Well, time to check in now with Scott Bemis. Scott, what's coming up in sports?
Well, Gabe, I got Jalen Green going vertical again, and a goal from Major League Soccer you're going to have to see to believe. Plus, fresh off winning Valley titles, the Clovis West boys and girls going to get a chance to face off against some of the state's best. We're talking state playoffs next at Sports Central.
Well, this is our new home until the mortgage company that you chose gets the loan closed.
I should have called Country Club Mortgage.
With offices in the Central Valley, your loan will be done quicker and done right. Apply online or call today. Country Club Mortgage.
KFC's popular 10-piece bucket deal is back in just $13.99. And speaking of popular, when you pick up 10 of KFC's delicious drumsticks and thighs in your choice of our signature original recipe or the Colonel's own extra crispy, well, you might suddenly find you have a lot more friends. Or maybe we should call them taste buds. KFC's 10-piece bucket is just $13.99, but it's only here for a limited time. So make your taste buds happy. Stop in today and grab the 10-piece bucket deal for $13.99 before it's gone. Nothing compares to KFC.
Maybe you're thinking about selling your vehicle, but you don't want to go through the hassle of going into a dealership, going through all the steps on what a vehicle's worth. At Fresno Lexus, you can get a firm offer on your vehicle starting right in the comfort of your own home. It's called Express Trade. It's easy. All you have to do is take a few photos of your vehicle, add some basic information, and our friendly agents will reach out to you right away with a firm offer. So start the process right now at FresnoLexus.com. All we ask is that you try us first.
At Kauai Health Hospice, we believe each of our patients has lived a significant story, and that deserves significant care. From physicians and registered nurses attending to end-of-life medical care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to skilled social workers and spiritual counselors connecting you to tangible resources and long-lasting hope. 100% of the services provided by Kauai Health Hospice are covered by Medicare. Not all hospices are the same. Ask for us by name. Kauai Health Hospice.
I'm so glad we called Country Club Mortgage.
Honey, we're home.
With offices in the Central Valley, your loan will be done quicker and done right. Apply online or call 559-636-3333 today. Country Club Mortgage.
Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
Fresh off, the Clovis West boys and girls basketball teams sweeping the Central Section Open Division titles. Both squads going to have the opportunity to do the same in the state tournament. Yeah, the state brackets were released Sunday, and both Golden Eagle teams have been placed in the highest bracket, the 16-team Open Division. The girls are the 3 seed, which means they're both going to host round of 16 state games. It'll be a doubleheader Wednesday at the Nest, with the girls' game starting at 6 and the men's game scheduled for 8. Well, here's some other state storylines to be keeping an eye on. JoJo Hunter and the Memorial Boys, they were given the 9th seed in Division 1 after winning the Central Section's Open Division consolation bracket, while Division 2 Valley champ Mount Whitney was put in Division 2 in the state tourney. On the girls' side, look out for the Memorial girls in Division 2, and Carruthers, fresh off its 5th section title since 2015, also landing in Division 2. From high school to college hoops, Fresno State men going to host New Mexico Monday night in their final regular season home game. The Dogs would have the 6th seed in the conference tourney right now, and although it's possible, also pretty unlikely they're going to move into a top 5 spot after the regular season concludes on Saturday. But even though they're likely going to have to win 4 games in 4 days in Vegas to go dancing this season, there is reason for hope.
We've had some heartbreaking losses. There's no question. And for every if, the other team gets an if also. But I think the guys, we've had 3 games here at home that could have went either way, which could have really changed the standings. And yes, are we excited about what can entail in the Mountain West tournament? We believe we can beat anybody. And that's not just talk. But we also understand that this is a very tough conference, and, you know, somebody's going home the first night.
Opening tip between the Dogs and the 9th place Lobos scheduled for 7 p.m. Monday. The Dogs won't honor any seniors pregame because ability. For the Bulldog bat and ball sports, the baseball team lost 8-4 to Hawaii at the Tony Gwynn Legacy Tournament in San Diego, their 4th straight loss. And the softball team lost 8-0 at Stanford. The ladies are now 1-12 overall, have been shut out in 5 straight games. Meantime, still unclear when former Bulldog Paul George will be able to get back on. PJ is progressing from a torn ligament in his elbow, but isn't sure whether he'll be able to return prior to the end of the regular season. And speaking of the Clips, they were in Houston Sunday, battling it out against Jalen Green and the Rockets. Second quarter, the Central Valley native showing off his crazy hops. Down 1 in the 4th, Green then challenging Ivica Zubac at the rim, and coming out on the wrong end of that showdown. Green scores only 10 on 4 of 18 shooting. The Clippers win it 99-98. Finally, that video looked better than the rest from the sports weekend. It's Bemis' best.
Van Rankin working on Jones. Van Rankin's cross knee is good. Couldn't get to it. How about the overhead for a tying goal by Jimmy Chara?
Whoa, how about that? Portland Timbers forward Jimmy Chara with some bicycle kick fun this weekend against New England. The equalizer in the 78th minute helped the Timbers tie 2-2 with the Revolution, and perhaps more importantly, it also gets Chara a coveted spot in Bemis' best. One more NBA note before I go. The Lakers lost by 20. LA now 6 games under 500. We'll be right back.
With 4 strips of crispy bacon and rich melty cheese and 2 juicy charbroiled patties. Of course, no meeting can compete with this meat. Give in to the new Double Bacon Beast Burger at Carl's Jr. and feed
to be pampered, because it fits your lifestyle, because Hand and Stone massages and facials reach deep into your body and soul. Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa.
The President's Day Sell-a-thon has been extended at your California Ford dealers. Get limited time offers across our full line of Ford vehicles with new inventory arriving daily. We're locking in great President's Day deals on any custom order. Get 0% financing on select 2021 and 22 models. Plus, get $2,250 in bonus cash on the 2021 Ford Edge. Order your new Ford. Lock in a great deal. The President's Day Sell-a-thon is extended, but only till February 28th. Hurry into your California Ford dealer today.
with crispy bacon and fluffy eggs and melty doesn't have to stop for breakfast. Give in to the new Bacon Beast breakfast menu at Carl's Jr. and feed your happy.
All around us, events unfolding. Start your day with breaking news from the break of dawn. With Anthony Bailey, Megan Root, here when you need them. Investigative journalism, up-to-date pinpoint weather, on air and online. The Valley's only AM team on Eyewitness News this morning. Weekdays from 5 to 7 on CBS 47.
To watch CBS 47 Eyewitness News anytime, go to Xfinity On Demand and click Get Local. This is CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. Well, local food trucks could soon be operating a limited service at Fresno's airport to serve late-night passengers with a memorable bite to eat before they fly. According to a request posted on Fresno Yosemite International's website, airport officials are asking for qualified and experienced food truck vendors to operate inside the terminal building. Now, the request specifically references giving the late-night passenger crowd more food choices before taking off. Officials say traffic at Fresno Yosemite International is growing, and more late-night departures have highlighted the lack of food options for those late-night passengers. Now, the food from the food truck must be travel-friendly, able to be brought into the area after security, and packaged so that they can be easily eaten on board the flights. So food truck operators interested in applying to operate at Fresno Yosemite International need to submit their application by either mail or email before 5 p.m. on March 18. And more details can be found on our website, yourcentralvalley.com. Well, if you want to go out and fly, Justin Sacher is here with your last look at weather.
Flying food trucks. Sign me up. We are looking at warming temperatures over the next few days. These should be very, very fine flying conditions here. It's actually going to feel much warmer for us with high temperatures warming closer and closer to the 80-degree mark by the time we reach the middle of the week this week. Temperatures falling back down to about average and then a little below after Thursday. Thursday's the day we're going to see about a couple inches in mountain areas up above 6,000 feet, and again a little bit of snow on Friday here on the valley floor. That translates into some spotty showers that some areas may not get much at all, as we've seen with these past moderate systems that move through, but some areas could see a little bit more. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed with that and hope we get some more snowpack, some more rainfall, and enjoy these temperatures.
Yeah,
things are warming up quick.
Yeah, definitely excited for those warmer temperatures. Just a chance to defrost after those round of cooler temperatures last week, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, for agriculture, as we go through the middle of March, some of the longer-term computer models are forecasting freezing conditions again around like March 10th. 11th, 13th, where we could see some damaging overnight lows down in the 20s here on the valley floor. It's still a ways away, and that forecast may change, but that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, definitely want to mark those calendars. Well, that will do it for us here on this edition of Eyewitness News. Have a great night, everyone. Take care.
CBS 47 Eyewitness News is on air, online, and on the go. Take Eyewitness News with you and share your stories with us on Facebook, Twitter, and on yourcentralvalley.com.
CBS 47 and Girl Scouts teamed up to empower local girls. And you purchased cookies, raising $63,000. Thank you for supporting Cookies for a Cause. Keep the purchases going. Text cookies to 59618 for cookie locations near you.
Symptoms of COVID, flu, sinusitis, common colds, and allergies may be similar. Make sure you get a proper diagnosis at Boz Allergy with 14 locations throughout the valley. You deserve good health. Contact Boz Allergy today and breathe easier.
Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
The Mug at Champlain and Perrin is your community coffee shop. Enjoy our specialty coffees, freshly baked pastries, and delicious sandwiches. Everyone is welcome to come and stay a while. We love you, and you'll love what you find here. The Mug, bringing unity to the community.
Midland Tractor has a history of partnering with local growers, creating successes as rich as the valley soil. We bring the latest technology to our customers and provide on-site training and startup with the promise to stay until your equipment is performing as it should. Midland Tractor guides and supports through sales and unmatched service from the ground up. We've been committed to grower success for over 40 years. Midland Tractor Equipment Solutions, guaranteed.
Symptoms of COVID, flu, sinusitis, common colds, and allergies may be similar. Make sure you get a proper diagnosis at Boz Allergy with 14 locations throughout the valley. You deserve good health. Contact Boz Allergy today and breathe easier.
Now YourCentralValley.com pros who know.
When planning to purchase your home, start saving for your down payment early. Explore down payment and mortgage options by calling your local lender, Country Club Mortgage, today.
For more expert advice, go to YourCentralValley.com/pros who know.
Eyewitness News is always available at YourCentralValley.com. The following paid commercial program does not reflect the opinions and views of Nexstar Broadcasting Incorporated, this station, or their employees and affiliates.
The following is a paid advertisement for Scout